Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be giving you so the 6 best planes in the game. Really, there's 7 on the list, but I just kind of counted 2 of them as one. These planes are good for many reasons, and really, if you like planes, you should buy them. Some of them are just because I like planes, but they also serve a purpose. And then there's some of them are just really cool, and some of them are pretty unique too. Like not many planes are like the Starling. Uh, and also, not every plane is like the Hydra to where you get kills all the time. And the easy, no problem, doesn't really take much to learn. All these planes are amazing, and I really feel like that people should have if they want to invest the money into them. You can get a lot of fun out of them. They're pretty usable, and they're honestly fun to fuck around with. The B-11 is really it's a pretty nice plane. It's kind of expensive though. It's like $3.8 million, I think, and it's good for almost anything. It kind of takes a little bit to get used to the speed and kind of the guns and stuff, how to use them. And in the air, it's better, or at least even with the Pyro, which is those two are the best like dogfighters in the game. Really, it's not like a big difference, but the B-11 is kind of better in the sense that it has the cannon on there, right? The explosive machine guns, my bad, not the cannon. So you can, kill somebody pretty easily in the air with the pyro. With the pyro, you have to keep shooting them for a while. The B-11 though, it's like a brrrr, dead. So that's kind of what makes the B-11 slightly better for air-to-air combat or for dogfighting. It's a big advantage to be able to shred your opponent like that. And on the for ground targets, it has the homing missiles that you can use for air. It has the bombs. It has the barrage missiles, which are all very good things to use. The cannons are not really too good unless they're in a vehicle and you can accurately shoot them and hit the vehicle. But the B-11's great for going against ground targets if you can get used to the cannons not being good. Like right there, I killed those dudes with the barrage missiles. The B-11's a very good plane to use if you can, if you can be accurate with your fire. It's the most important thing about the B-11 is you gotta be accurate. The cannon, like I've already said, it just shreds cars. The negatives, those that you have to be accurate in order to actually, for it to actually be useful. The B-11 though, the big negative to it, other than the price, is to me kind of the lack of customization, and then also it's weak. The Warthog in real life will not go down as easily as the B-11 does. The B-11 takes a rocket to one side, it's uncontrollable basically. If it hits the bottom, you're good, but if it hits the tail or the wing at all, then you're basically gonna lose control of your plane and go down. There's no other, there's really no way to deal with it, which is kind of annoying, and I wish that they would change, because in real life the Warthog has come back to bases with half the wing missing and landed successfully. But on here, if you get shot, you miss all your rudders and stuff, and it gets kind of annoying. With that, it's one of the only bad things about it. The price is another thing, and then the customization. Other than that, though, it's an amazing plane, and I highly recommend it if you like fighting people on the ground with planes. And if you're very good with it, you can actually give good air support for your friends or things like that with it. Dogfighting is pretty decent at. It goes faster as it gets higher in the air. So the higher up you are, the better you're going to be at dogfighting, just because you can kind of go faster, and you can slow down if you have to, but you can also go faster if you have to. At low speeds, it's kind of at low altitude, it's annoying because it goes slow. And same thing with like dodging rockets and stuff. It's hard to do that at low altitude, but at high altitude where you're going faster, you can do it a lot easier. For the most part, though, I recommend getting this plane. It's one of the most amazing planes in the game. The Hydra and the Lazer are very amazing planes, and they're basically the same thing. The Lazer is slightly better at dogfighting, but the cannons are more spread out. It's just a tit more. It's not like one's on one wing and then the other one's on fucking top of it or by the jet engine or something. So it's pretty easy to use. The Hydra, though, is $3 million, and the Lazer, some people bought it, believe it or not. is $6.5 million, or you can steal it from Fort Zancudo for free. So its price range is free to $6.5 million. But they're both classics. They're decent dogfighters, both of them. The Lazer's slightly better. Basically, with this one, you just spray and pray. Like right here on this Headhunter, I mean, I'm getting it done in no time. They're very easy to do. I'm pretty sure it'd be the same with the Lazer. They have great splash damage, and it's super easy to get kills with. And it's also a great vehicle. Both of them are great vehicles to use for grinding. The Hydra's slightly better just because it can go into hover mode, which is an ability the Lazer cannot do. The cannons shoot very fast and just spray. And also the homing rockets are there too, which can help you out. Say someone's in a vehicle, or NPCs in a vehicle or some shit. The homing rocket might hit them, and you don't have to worry about trying to dive down and hit them. But for the most part, these vehicles are more PvP. Grinding you can do with the Hydra and Lazer. More with the Hydra because the VTOL, which is it can land like a helicopter, it can take off like a helicopter, or it can land like a plane, take off like a plane. Whatever you want to do with it, you do with it. And, you know, they're both very good planes. I love them both, but the Hydra I think I like a little bit more. I don't know why. I think it's the vertical stuff. You can grind with them, you can kill with them, you can do whatever you want with them, you're going to do it. They're great for transport too. And they're honestly one of the most amazing planes. They're the most amazing planes in games, and they get you around the map pretty quick. It's definitely one that I recommend getting. The Comet, or the Starling, believe it or not, is a World War II Nazi plane. It's actually kind of cool that they had this, but this one is more of a, you have to be a good pilot to have it, because the way it flies, you have to use the rocket boost basically to get any thrust with it, any momentum going. So, because if you don't, then you're not going to be going long, because it's like a glider other than that. And it's a very hard plane to use if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, this is one of my first times flying it in a long time whenever I took this footage. So I was having some trouble with it. But the plane's very good. It's a World War II plane, which I thought was kind of cool. And that's kind of the reason why I bought it. I love it. It's a great bomber. I mean, just look at it, you know, like basically anytime I drop a bomb, it falls almost straight down, and I boost out of there like that. Right there was a kill. You come in slow, drop the bomb. You don't even have to dive bomb really with it. I mean, you can like that, but see that bomb, boom, hit that white car, now take off. You can do that with players. I've done that before. It's very easy to get kills. With the Mark II though, it's kind of harder. But the good thing about the Comet is you can shoot straight up and avoid the Mark II. But if you use this thing, you'll learn how to bomb in no time at all. It's kind of easy to fly once you get the hang of it. There's a big learning curve to being good with it though. If you're a really good pilot, you can even dogfight very well with this thing. I don't like dogfighting too much. I'm not very good at it. But if you can get good with this plane, you can dogfight very, 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 very well. And you'll have really no problem at all with getting kills and stuff like that. It's pretty easy. It's a pretty nice plane to use. It's really one of my favorites in the game. It's the big learning curve though. It's kind of hard for some people to get over, and it was kind of hard for me to like it at first. I don't really know how I feel about it, but it's definitely one of the best planes. I mean, you can drop bombs with it. You have machine guns. You have the rockets, homing and non-homing. You have the bombs, the machine guns too. So you have basically everything you need to have a good plane, and you can just drop bombs on people like that, and you get a lot of kills. And it's really not useful for grinding. It's more PvP or just collectors, but I love the plane and definitely would recommend getting it if you like planes, or you want to just expand your collection a little bit, or if you just want to kind of fuck around with something for a little bit. It's kind of fun to fuck around with. I mean, it's very hard to land, but I end up landing it on a little street here, which I was surprised by. I didn't think I would be able to do, but I did it. I've always had trouble landing it. Many people do. Even in real life, the plane had trouble landing. But I love it. Definitely recommend getting it if you're a good pilot and you know what you're doing. The Rogue is a very good plane. It's cost like 1.2 million, so it's very cheap, and it's decent for dogfighting. I think it turns tighter than the Hydra and Lazer. I'm not sure. The most annoying thing though is that the explosive machine guns have a wide, like they're wide. They're on the like kind of very ends of the wing almost. So you're not getting one accurate stream. You kind of have to lean to one side to get the hit, or you have to go to the other side to get the hit. That's kind of how you have to do it in dogfights and things. It's kind of annoying. Plus, they're not too strong and they don't shoot too fast, but it's better than using machine guns, and it will take out some planes pretty easily if you know what you're doing. Of course, dogfighting with this is not the best because it's not the best dogfighter, but certainly not the worst. If you're very accurate with your bombs, you can destroy ground vehicles no problem. If you're very accurate with the machine guns, you can do that too, or rockets, whatever. You can basically use this plane to do anything you want, and it turns on a dime, like right there. I mean, you just kick your rudder, you adjust your plane pretty quickly, and you can come back in for a bomb if you're just slightly off. You come back around, get a kill, no problem at all. I don't know, yeah, I didn't hit that guy, but if I was slightly off target, I could just hit the rudder right or left, and then come in and drop the bomb and hit him, and hopefully kill him. It's very good for bomber. Dive bombing is great with this vehicle. I love it. You're able to do it pretty easily because it climbs decently, and then you can just shoot straight back down on your target and boom, drop a bomb. Like right there, I got that guy. The rudders make it a very nice dive bomber too, because you can, say you like I've already said, if you come slightly off, you can kick the rudder in, and then boom. This plane is the one that I recommend if you're trying to learn how to bomb, that you use, because you will learn eventually how to bomb. Just do what I'm doing here. You just go around bombing police, and once you run out of bombs, you can fly back to your hangar and go out again or whatever. I love the plane. I think it's pretty cool, and I definitely recommend getting it for messing around and because it's cool. Also you have you have 2 seats, so you can take your friend with you. Places if you want. Say you want to go into a lobby and kill people, he controls the flares or chaff, and then you control the weapons and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool, and if you want to do that, you could. The plane's also very fast too. I mean, it's definitely up there in speed. Landing, it's just like kind of an average plane for landing. And taking off, I've noticed that it takes kind of a second to take off, and the ass likes to drag when you do it. Other than that, though, no complaints on the plane. The Molotok is a very, very fun plane. It's actually one of my favorite planes in the game. I think it's like $3.5 million around there. To me, it looks pretty good. I love the look of it, to be honest. It's a very fast plane. It zooms through, and it can land basically anywhere where it has enough space to. It stops on a dime. It slows down very fast, very quickly, and it's one of my favorite planes to use for getting around the map. Before the Mark II came out, I would use this thing a lot to go like resupply my businesses or something like that, because it can land anywhere that you can, and it's perfect for getting across the map really quick. It's maybe decent for some hangar missions and then like sightseer. Because like the hangar missions, some of them you have to land and get out and do stuff, and so it would help on there. Mark II better though, and then for sightseer though, it'd be a great plane, because if it's the package is somewhere, I mean, you can land this thing anywhere, get out and get it, and then you'll be zooming to the next one. It's more transport than grinding or PvP. It does not turn tighter than the Hydra, and most planes can turn tighter than the Hydra, but the Molotok can't. The Hydra turns tighter than it, which says something. And in a dogfight, the thing would probably get destroyed. The MiG is it can slow down good. Maybe in the hands of a good pilot, it'll win. But for the most part, I see the plane kind of getting destroyed in dogfighting. I've tried to use it and I've lost, but I'm not a very good dogfighter. I love the plane though. If you're a collector, I recommend getting it, or if you're looking for something to get across the map that's different than the Mark II or a helicopter, I definitely recommend getting it. It's worth the buy. It is a one-seater, and the guns that you have on it are the machine guns, the homing and non-homing rockets. I wish they had cannons on there like the MiG really had, but it's whatever. The Pyro, or the Vampire, was actually a British plane that came from it came right after World War II. It was like the second British plane ever developed, jet plane ever developed at least. The Pyro, I think, is I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me, but I think it's the fastest plane in the game. It holds 2 people. My bad. It's very agile, and it also is a very, very good dogfighter just because it is agile. It's one of the best dogfighters in the game, arguably the best. I think it's slightly worse than the B-11, either on turning or just really because of the fact that the B-11 has the explosive cannons while this thing doesn't. This thing has machine guns and then the homing and non-homing rockets. It can land very well, just like the MiG can. Only thing about the Pyro is that it's pretty wide plane, so it's kind of hard to land in a tight space. The MiG can land in a slightly tighter space, which makes it just a tit better. It's great for transport, though. I think it's the fastest plane in the game. Not sure, like I said, don't quote me, but I think it's the fastest plane in the game, and it will get you around the map very quickly, and it turns on a dime. It is a very helpful plane to use to, transport or just in some missions or just to kind of fuck around with. It's, pretty fun. It's pretty much good in almost anything, to be honest. I love it, and I highly recommend you get it. The customization, I wish the color schemes were different, but other than that, it's a very great plane and definitely one of the ones that I feel people should own. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. See you guys next one. Have a good day, and bye.